Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I've already deleted her original, but if you see the D is in front, and I've done several videos on this, but with the exception that this has an outline, so it's going to throw a little wrench into it. In all capital letters, I'm going to go H or F, H, D. I'm going to make them quite a bit bigger. I am going to go object and break the, I could have control K. I'm going to select that in the D, and I'm going to make it Times New Roman. Then I'm going to take the H, and for the one I'm doing this for, Old English looked pretty good, with the exception that it's different than yours, because this has this bar and this has a little curlicue. We're just going to fix that real quick. So what we can do is go ahead and left click, right click, and make it an outline, go up to object and convert it to a curve, and that allows us to do this with the shape tool. Now, I cannot grab these 4 nodes without grabbing that top one. Well, if you hold down the shift key, you can deselect that and then start moving it up and hold down the control button. If you go too far, it doesn't really matter because you can erase that. And then there's part of it. Same thing on the bottom. We ought to be able to grab these 4 nodes, start moving it, and then hold down the control button. Now, this one we might go past a little bit. Doesn't matter. Take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now, this doesn't have a little tail on it. Very easily take out. Just take all those nodes and delete them. That's all that took. Now we have some broken lines, so we're going to fill it in with the Smart Fill tool. And then we're going to nudge it out of the way and get rid of this. Now we can nudge this back. We're going to go ahead and make it red with a black outline. We're going to see how big it's going to need to be. Let's say 3 points. That looks pretty good. It might be a little bit thick. Let's go, no, I only did 2. So let me back up here. Let me make it, I need to make it bigger anyway, because if you look in the original logo, it's quite a bit bigger. So now we can take it and double click on your pen tool, and let's make it 3 points. That looks pretty good. Scale with object, click that, very important. Now we're going to take these 2 letters and we're going to put an outline of red around them. And we'll use that same, maybe we'll just use 2 points on it and scale with object. Now here, I've made several videos on how to do this, but never with an outline. An outline's going to throw a little bit of a curve to it. And just depending on where you want that F. Now we need to bring the D in a little bit more so it intermingles. Probably you need to bring this F over a little bit. But the only thing I don't like about it, we could go to object, order front of page, and it'll bring it back. This is where it becomes a problem because you got the outline. We're going to go ahead and take the D and go to object and order front of page. Now we want this intermingle. We actually need to move them down a little bit. Let's grab both letters. Grab both letters and just move them down a little bit because we want them even. Now, because of the blacks in the front of the page, we're going to take a rectangle and just select that right there. Now with that selected, select the letter, go up to intersect and intersect it. Here's where it becomes a little bit of a problem because of the outline. Now let's take this and go back, order, back a page. Now if we put this back, look what it looks like. We've got some red outline there. We don't want that. Very easily done. Probably the easiest thing to do is take away the inside and go up to, we'll just select it with all the nodes and right click and break it apart. Well, before we do that, we need the inside filled up with black. So we're going to take black and we're going to nudge it over. Now we can take the shape tool, select it, select them all, right click, break them apart, and then we can cut out this, and this. Now we need to bring the black back, but if you can see the black fill is kind of in front. It is selected, so we're going to go to Object, Order, Back of Page, and now it's like it should be. Now the only thing now is when we bring this over, the black is not in there, so we need to take this. Well, we can't really do that. Let's take this and go to Object, Order, Front of Page. And there you go. So the D looks like it's intermingled. The only thing I can see you could do with the F would be here, and that would basically be the same thing we're going to do. You know, just cut this out, move it over, do the exact same thing. I can't remember what the original logo looked. Now remember, we scaled with Object, and here's why. The lines are still the same thickness. The lines are still the same thickness. If we didn't scale with Object, the outlines would be too big. Because this was going to go inside of another logo, so, and I'll just show you what it's going to look like. It was part one. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to the logo, and I am going to put it right there, paste, and see, I didn't know what size it is. So now we can make it whatever size we want and put it in there. I don't know if the rest is supposed to be all black, but that's how to do it. Anyway, I hope that helped her a little bit. Thank you for watching.